Hey guys, and welcome back to another new Animal Crossing video. I'm Crossing Channel, and in today's video we're going to be taking a look at some of the rudest villages that Animal Crossing has to offer historically. Now, when I say rudest, I mean this with complete love. These villagers' rudeness warms my heart, and to be honest with you, I really miss the villagers being rude in Animal Crossing. So we're going to take a look back at the past and go over a time where villagers were truly rude to the player and even amongst each other. So if you guys are excited for this video, be sure to leave a like, and if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe and turn on channel notifications for more Animal Crossing videos like this. Starting us off, we have one that technically isn't a villager, but I had to put them in there. We have Gracie, who is the master of sass, and just look at this. Oh, my dear, donkeys have a more charming laugh than you. Now, are we talking about the donkey from Shrek? Because you know what? I'll sit and agree. Otherwise, I don't know. I think that's a bit of a harsh statement. I don't know what caused Gracie to lash out like this. This is from Animal Crossing Wild World, which in my opinion has some of the best dialogue in any Animal Crossing game ever, and perhaps maybe even any Nintendo game. For those of you who have just played New Horizons or just New Leaf, where the dialogue isn't quite as good as you might want, these games really did fantastic with dialogue, and this is just a good example of how the characters had more personality, more flavor, and more spice. So I really like this one. We have this next one by Matilda, who says, I always thought you were some freak mental case because you run around town all the time, wee baby. Now, this is definitely writing that you wouldn't see in a game in 2020. Perhaps it might be a bit dated in that regard, but I still think it's a perfect example of the villagers being rude. And Matilda is definitely not one of my favorites, I won't lie. I do not really like any of the kangaroo characters, maybe a few exceptions, but generally speaking I don't. So if she said this to me, it would kind of make her my town rival or island rival, so I kind of like that. That's the element that I really do like, that characters can say things to you like this and maybe you'll gain some sort of personal vendetta against them. It just makes Animal Crossing more fun when you play it like that, I think. Everyone has one villager that they've just got something against because they came out with something like this. I mean, what even, you know? This next one by Opal says, I'm just amazed that you can walk around town looking like that. Aren't you embarrassed? Have you seen a mirror? Opal, listen, I'm gonna have to be a bit savage back here. Opal, look at you. Look at you, that eyeshadow, your hair. I don't know about any of that, but listen, I do love the fact that Opal is being so honest. I appreciate that, you know, and to be honest with you, the characters in the GameCube version, which this is from, did look really weird, so you know what, Opal, I'll give you that one. That one's actually kind of fair, to be honest. But Opal, you gotta practice what you preach. If you're gonna say that kind of thing, you gotta be looking a lot better than you do, no offense. This next one's from Butch, and Butch says, why, you little sniveling, it's Toby, you wretch, you utter waste, you fat, bloated idiot. Butch, I don't know why you had to explode on our character like this. I don't know why you came out with this. I don't know what the purpose of this was. I don't know the context here. Maybe the character ate some fruit or something, or maybe they just pushed Butch around too much. I don't know. But this really goes to show that you can properly tick off these animals in these games. You can make them furious. Someone sat there and wrote this dialogue for them because they knew that we were going to mess with these villagers. I personally don't think Butch deserves it. You know, I like Butch a lot, but this was kind of a harsh comment coming from him, so you know. We have this one from Animal Crossing City Folk, where Anka is actually talking to Pate, I believe. No, that's Freckles, my bad. There's so many villagers, guys. It's like Pokemon, you try and keep them all in your head, you forget. Anka says, you'd have better luck meeting him somewhere more your style, you know, like the 99-cent store. Anka, of course, is a known Animal Crossing savage. She's been a savage character for as long as I can remember. Of course, she's one of the snooty characters. The snooty and the cranky characters have always been very sassy, and this is a very good example of Anka just completely roasting Freckles. I mean, you know what, I'll say that's fine, because Freckles is kind of strange. I'm not a huge Freckles fan, but I'm a big Anka fan. I actually have her living on my New Horizons island, and I can tell you guys with sheer confidence, that she is nothing like this in New Horizons. None of the snooty characters are. You know what, I am actually one of the people who doesn't think New Horizons dialogue is as bad as people say, but let's be honest, it doesn't hold a candle to this old dialogue, especially the rudeness. I just really miss that. This next one is from Hopper, and it's actually the quote that I kind of used in the thumbnail. It says, "Here you go, have a Stadia meter." What? It's a gift, moron. Now, this is kind of one where I'm like, okay, yeah, I kind of agree with the player character if they're feeling hesitant to get a Stadia meter from Hopper. I don't know what that is. Maybe I'm just stupid. I probably am. But if someone just came up to me and gave me a Stadia meter, I'd be confused too. I mean, I wouldn't think that was a gift. And let's be honest, these animals, they do re-gift things. So it's not a true gift. It's not like he went out and bought it for you. He just gave you whatever he had. So, you know what, Hopper? I'm going to have to sit here and say you're in the wrong. You need to calm down, you need to chill out, no pun intended, full pun intended, and you know what, if the character is confused about what a Stadia meter is, you know, fair enough. I'm confused about what a Stadia meter is. It sounds like the latest, like, console that no one wants to buy, like from Google or something, so I have no idea. Let me know in the comments section down below, what is a Stadia meter? I'm gonna have to Google it after this video. This one is from Static. "You're looking awful as ever. Who dresses you?" This one is actually so funny to me. Just the pure bluntness of it all. Just the fact that he just straight up came out with this, you know. I will kind of agree with Static here. What is that player character wearing? They've got these very strange stripes on them. It's not the nicest outfit, and of course the horns are strange too. I actually read a really interesting theory about those horns actually, and that's that in the GameCube version the player had horns on their head to kind of fit in with the animals, which I think makes a lot of sense, because otherwise I have no idea why they would have the horns on the hat. I don't think that's a Japanese thing where like people wear horns on their hats, but maybe, you know, maybe there's more to it than just our player character wanting to sort of assimilate into the town back then. I really don't know, but I'm sure someone has the answer out there. This one is from someone on Tumblr, as you can see the watermarks on there, but I still really wanted to share this one, so hopefully you guys will check out their Tumblr if it still exists. A lot of these screenshots are very old. This one is from Bunny. Just look at her face, she's furious. "I hope you go to jail, and that your stupid house is torn down, tee-hee." For me, it's really the tee-hee that makes this. This quote would not be half as good without that tee-hee. I don't know if that's like her catchphrase that they've given to her. I don't know if that's her natural catchphrase or not, but I just love everything about this. Again, Wild World really comes through with amazing dialogue. I really don't think Wild World can be beat when it comes to dialogue. It really is one of the all-time best. I actually think Wild World is probably one of my lesser favorite Animal Crossing games, purely because it lacks a lot of features and it has like no seasonal events. But I will say, when it comes to dialogue and the writing, this game is peak. They did such a good job. This one by Cherry says, "Whoa, you look so weird," and not weird in a hip way either, more like weird as in makes me want to barf. More bluntness here from Cherry. You know what, I kind of appreciate it, and to be honest, that outfit the player character is wearing here does kind of look like a weird puke mix. Puke is a very interesting word, you know, but I think it sums up how that character looks. You know what, Cherry, I'm going to sit there and actually agree with you on that one. Finally, we have this one by Rocco, and Rocco says, "Yeah, I figured you had no clue about high fashion or even basic aesthetics." Rocco was worried about aesthetics before anyone was worried about aesthetics. You know, back in the day when Animal Crossing Wild World came out and the internet was out, every web page just looked like the worst thing you could possibly see. It was sparkly, it was just awful, you know, but it's kind of a historical gem now. But Rocco, apparently, even then, cared about the aesthetics, basic aesthetics, he says here, which is weird coming from a guy who looks like he does. You know, it's very strange, a really kind of a big statement to make coming from a guy like Rocco. Hey, maybe some of you guys out there love Rocco. I actually think he's one of the better hippos, but that kind of comment coming from him, high fashion, I mean, you look like one of those cones. So, I don't know. But anyways, that was rudest villages in Animal Crossing. I really had a lot of fun going over them. I miss the villagers being rude, guys. We need to see more of this in the future. I doubt they'd write all of them like this. As I said, I think some of these have kind of aged. You know, so I don't think they'd write them exactly like this, but come on, Nintendo. If you watch this video, Nintendo, which you probably never will, please make the villagers at least a little bit more sassy and rude again. I know they kind of toned it down because they didn't want to upset kids, but you could probably balance it in a way so that it doesn't and that it's just more funny. They're just way too nice now, let's be honest. I feel like that's how most of us feel, so that even if we do like the nice villagers, it'd be good to have a good balance, you know? I'd love to see them add a balance, so I'd love for you guys to tell me in the comment section down below, what is the rudest thing a villager has ever said to you? I want to hear this, I've got to see you guys' responses, and I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you want to help support the channel, click the join button down below the video or the link in the description to become a Bob's Gang member. You can get a whole bunch of cool perks for doing so, and it helps me out a whole bunch too. Thank you guys so much for watching this video, I really hope you enjoyed. If you did, be sure to subscribe and turn on channel notifications for even more Animal Crossing videos. You can also leave a like to show support on this particular video, and you can check out 2 more videos on the right side of the screen. Once again, thank you for watching and catch you in the next video.